there, I'm Ron Juckett, and welcome to another edition of Retro Sports Network Pro Baseball 64. Tonight, Wednesday, April 22nd, 1964, the New York Yankees travel to Comiskey Park to play the Chicago White Sox. And we actually have a pretty good pitcher's duel for you, or at least we hope we do. Gary Peters on the mound for the White Sox. He's 1-1 on the year with a 1.13 ERA. 16 innings, 12 hits, a homer allowed. He has walked 2 and struck out 13 against Whitey Ford. The White Sox have been off since Sunday when they lost to the Red Sox at Fenway Park. They are 2-3 on the very young season. The Yankees played the Patriots Day game on Monday at Fenway and also lost. We had them, by the way, in the last video. They beat the Baltimore Orioles on Saturday 8-2. So the Yankees come into this 3-2. The White Sox are 2-3. Let's tell you the lineup that Gary Peters will be facing. It'll be Phil Linz at short, leading off. Bobby Richardson, the second baseman, bats second. Roger Maris bats third and right. Mickey Mantle, the center fielder, cleans up. Tom Tresh is the left fielder, batting fifth. Elson Howard, the catcher, bats sixth. Joe Pepitone at first, bats seventh. Pete Boyer, the third baseman, bats eighth. And Whitey Ford, the pitcher, will bat ninth. The defense for the White Sox, it's Nicholson in left. He has a noodle for an arm but has good range. Mike Hirschberger in center, great arm, below average range. And that's Floyd Robinson in right. Average all the way around. The infield for the White Sox, it's Don Buford at third, Ron Hansen at short, Al Weiss at second, and Joe Cunningham at first with McNerney behind the plate. One game earlier today, the Milwaukee Braves beat the San Francisco Giants 13-6. Willie McCovey now has 3 homers for the Giants. They are now 6-2 on the year. So with all that, we have a light rain. It's 50 degrees. The wind is blowing from right to left. It's a wonderful night for football, but we're playing baseball instead. So in steps Linz, Phil at 235 on the year with an RBI. And the pitch. There's a ground ball to short. Hansen comes in, and he can't get a hand on it. Linz will hold it first as Hansen couldn't get a glove on it. Got a way to start the game. Bobby Richardson, the batter. Bobby at 316 on the young season with 4 RBI. Linz not a threat to steal. Ground ball to third. Buford has it, throws it across the diamond. Not in. Oh, he did get him. Richardson kind of stumbled out of the box, and so they get the fielder's choice at first, with Linz going to second. Here's Roger Maris. Roger at 222, 1 homer and 7 RBI. Pitch from Peters is a fly ball to right. Robinson moves over into right center and makes the catch for the second out. Linz back. Up by the logo, as you can see the uniforms, the Yankees in the road grays with New York in blue with no outline, and their traditional hats. The White Sox pinstripes with the Sox logo on the chest. New hats this year for the White Sox. It's a more bluer blue. Here's Mickey Mantle. Mickey at 238, 2 homers and 5 RBI. Had a big homer in our last game with you on Saturday. Pitch to Mantle. He draws a walk. Runners on first and second with 2 out for Tom Tresh, who is at 364, no homers and 2 RBI. Peters laboring, delivers. It's a fly ball to center. Hirschberger, will he dive? Going to try to make the play. Does he have it? No, he doesn't. Linz will score. Hirschberger tried to dive for the ball, and it was a single. That's new this year in the game. 47% chance of making the play with 2 outs. You got to do it. Linz scores, and the Yankees jump up to a 1-0 lead. Here's Elston Howard at .353, no homers and 1 RBI. Pitch from Peters, fly ball to right. Robinson should have this, and the damage is done with the third out. No, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error after 1/2 of 1 inning. Ones are wild. It's the Yankees 1, the White Sox come into bat. And you can see on our ticker on the screen, just the start of things down in St. Louis, the Dodgers lead the Cardinals 1-0. Here's the lineup. Well, let's give you the numbers on Whitey Ford first. 1 bad start on the year, 0-1 the record with a .750 ERA, 6 innings, 10 hits, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. On the real season, he went 17-6 with the save, and an ERA of 2.13. 245 innings pitched, 212 hits, a scant 10 home runs, walked 57, and struck out 172. And was one of the big reasons why the Yankees won their 5th straight American League Championship. Here's Hirschberger. Mike at .286, no homer and an RBI. Don Buford bats second. Floyd Robinson bats third and right. Ron Hansen, the shortstop, cleans up. Nicholson in left bats fifth. Joe Cunningham, the first baseman, bats sixth. McNerney, the catcher, bats seventh. Al Weiss, the second baseman, bats eighth. And Gary Peters, the pitcher, threw 29 pitches in the first, bats ninth. This Chi Sox team has hardly any power at all. If they're going to win, they're going to do it by bleeps and bloops. The defense behind Whitey Ford, Tresh in left, Mantle in center, Maris in right. All good arms and good ranges all the way around. Clete Boyer at third, Phil Linz at short, made 2 errors the last time we saw him Saturday against the Orioles. Bobby Richardson at second, Joe Pepitone at first, a very good first baseman, with the defensive gem Elston Howard behind the plate. And the pitch to Hirschberger is a line drive into right center. That's going to drop for a base hit. So the White Sox, Hirschberger rounds first, but he'll go back. So this one starts with a hit. Don Buford, the batter. Don at .263, no homers or RBI. The pitch. He draws a walk. So the 3-1 curve or changeup was low and inside, and the White Sox are in business here in the first. Here's Floyd Robinson, .421, no homers and an RBI. This is the 6th game of the year for both teams. Pitch to Robinson. He got him. Swung on and missed on an 0-2 pitch for the first out. So Hirschberger on second, Buford on first. Up on the scoreboard there, you'll see scores go throughout the game, and we'll check it halfway through to let you know what's going on. Ron Hansen is 0 for 17 on the year with an RBI. He has a run scored, has walked twice, and struck out twice. He is their power. He hit 20 home runs on the real year. And the pitch. Rounder to third. Boyer has it. Goes to Richardson for 1. Over to Pepitone. They go around the horn to turn the 2. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. The White Sox rally goes dark. After 1 full, it's the Yankees 1, the White Sox nothing. It'll be the bottom third of the order for the Yankees. Pepitone, Boyer, and Ford. Great start for Joe. .227 on the year. 3 homers and 6 RBI. Peters delivers a fly ball to center. Hirschberger doesn't have to move, and there's 1 out. Here's Clete Boyer, 3 for 21 on the year, 143, no homers or RBI. The pitch. And here's a ground ball base hit into the hole between first and second. That's the second hit of the ball game for New York. So Whitey Ford, the batter, and I think we'll play for the bunt. In at the quarters, Ford watches strike 3 on a 1-2 pitch. So that's 2 out, first strikeout for Peters. Here's Linz. He's 0 for 1, and he scored. He scored on the air. So the lone Yankee run was unearned. He reached on an air and scored. This time the grounds again to Hansen. Hansen with a quick throw to first in time. And that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 1.5, the Yankees lead it 1-0. Dave Nicholson, that's the name I couldn't pull out. 263 on the season with a homer and 5 RBI. Our Saturday game of the week, by the way, will be at Connie Mack in Philadelphia for the Cubs and the Phillies. The first look at the Phillies, who defined this 1964 season in real life. Pitch to Nicholson is a fly ball to left. Tom Tresh is there at the track, and that's an out. Here's Joe Cunningham. Joe at 176. No homers or RBI. He hits lefties well. He hit lefties at a 300 clip in 64. Pitch from Ford. In fact, that's going to be a base hit in the left center. Tresh will haul it in. Cunningham holds it first. That's the second White Sox hit. That'll bring up Jerry McNerney. Jerry at 167. No homers and 1 RBI. Pitch from Whitey. Here's a ground ball to first. Pepitone flips to second for 1. Lynn flings it back. Does he have him? Yes! Another double play. 3-6-3 if you're scoring at home after 2 complete. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. It is the Yankees 1, the White Sox nothing. And as you can see, that the Dodgers lead the Cardinals 2-0 at Sportsman's Park in St. Louis in the second. Here in the top of the third, Bobby Richardson, Roger Maris, and Mickey Mantle will bat. Richardson's 0 for 1. 267 hitter on the real season. Pitch from Peters. Draws a walk. That was a full count, low and away. So Peters slaps the glove in a bit of disgust. That's his second walk today. 51 pitches through 2+ innings. That's a lot. 2 hits allowed and a strikeout. The 1 run was not earned. Maris is 0 for 1. Roger hit 281 on the real year, and he swings and misses strike 3 on an 0-2 count. So 1 out for Mantle, who walked his first time up. Richardson is a threat to go. Throw to first. He's back. Pitch to Mantle. Grounder to third. Buford across the diamond for the out. Richardson moves to second. 2 out for Tom Tresh, who had an RBI single in the first, which scored Lynn's the only run of the ballgame. Elston Howard is on deck. Should Tresh reach? The pitch from Peters is a line drive base hit into right. Richardson will round third and hold. Nope, he's going to score, pardon me. He'll score, and the Yankees go up 2-0. 2 RBIs today from Tom Tresh. Here's Howard. Elston's 0 for 1. Throw to first. Runner back. Peters delivers, and there's a ground ball to second. Weiss flips to the bag for the force, 4-6, and that retires the side. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors at 2.5. The Yankees now lead 2-0. Well, you hear the uproar for Al Weiss. He was at 231 on the year with 2 RBI. Gary Peters on deck. Ford through 2 innings has thrown 26 pitches and looks good doing it. They play for the bunt, but Weiss just swings, and it's a ground ball base hit between short and third. And he's going to go for 2 as Tresh has trouble. It's a 77% chance to make it, and Weiss has a double. How about that? So nobody out for Peters with a runner in scoring position here in the 3rd inning. Peters is 3 for 5 on the year with a double and a homer and 3 RBIs. He's hitting .600. He had 208 on the real year. He swings. And there's a ground ball up the middle, base hit. Weiss will hold at third. Mantle got the ball in rather quickly, and so as runners in the corners, nobody out for Mike Hirschberger, who had a single his first time up. That's the 4th hit for the White Sox. See how I kind of jinxed Whitey Ford going into this inning? Pitch to Hirschberger, grounder to second. Richardson will try at least for 2. The throw to Linz for 1, and that's it. Hirschberger reaches on the fielder's choice. and Weiss will score. As you hear the ambulance behind me, it's 2-1 now New York. Chicago's on the board. Here's Don Buford. Buford walked in the first. The lone walk given up by Ford so far. Here's the pitch. Pop up, first base side. Pepitone by the dugout. And nope, can't get it. So the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Buford. The pitch from Ford. There's a ground ball up the middle. Ford has it over to Richardson for 1 and Pepitone for 2. What a stab by Ford. He got the glove out and completed the 1-4-3 double play. Not before the Chi Sox get on the board. 1 run on 2 hits. And no errors. After 3, the Yankees 2. The White Sox 1. And it will be Pepitone, Boyer, and Ford due up here in the 4th. Joe is 0 for 1. Peters has thrown 68 pitches through 3 innings. 3 hits allowed, 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Just has not been efficient. Pitch to Pepitone as a ground ball to short. Hansen comes in, throws it over. And he's safe with a hit. So Pepitone turned on the afterburners and takes an infield hit. Here's Clete Boyer. He singled his first time up. He's 1 for 1. Pitch gets away from Jerry McNerney. It's a wild pitch, so it's a ball and 2 strikes with Pepitone in scoring position. Pitch to Boyer. Got him! A curveball on the inside corner for strike 3. That's the 3rd strikeout for Peters. 1 out. Computer doesn't like to bunt here. It should, but it doesn't like to. So we're not going to play him back. Pepitone on second. Computer, by the way, is playing the Yankees. Yogi Berra is the manager, and we are playing the home team. We'll always play the home team. I don't think we'll see the Red Sox in the 64 replay, so we'll always be the home team. Pitch to Whitey. He does bunt. Peters fields it over to Weiss covering the bag. The sacrifice works. Pepitone is at third with 2 out. For Phil Linz, who is 0 for 2, he reached on an error and scored the first run for New York in the first. The pitch. There's a fly ball to shallow right center. Hirschberger comes in and makes the catch to end the inning. After 3.5, it's the Yankees 2, Chicago 1. That's a new score that we see on the board. Bottom 4 from Colt Stadium at Houston. Reds lead the Colt 45s 1-0. It'll be Floyd Robinson, Ron Hansen, and Joe Nicholson here in the 5th or the 4th for the White Sox. Floyd is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Whitey Ford's lone strikeout tonight. The weather, in case you're wondering, it's just raw. 45 degrees now. It was 50 at first pitch. The wind is just howling from right to left at 19. And it's raining, but not hard enough to put the field condition in play. Just make those hardy souls here at Comiskey uncomfortable. Pitch to Robinson. Ford gets him again on a 1-2 pitch. That slider is nasty. Strike 3 called. Here's Hansen. Ron is 0 for 1. Pitch is a fly ball in the right field. Maris moves in a few steps. Makes the catch. 2 out. Here's Dave Nicholson. I called him Joe. Dave is 0 for 1. Ford delivers, and there's a fly ball in the left center that's going to drop for a hit. So Nicholson around first. He holds up there. That's the 5th Chi Sox hit. That'll bring up Joe Cunningham, who singled his first time up. Dodgers lead the Cardinals 3-0 in the 5th. Complete scores after the top of the 5th. Cunningham. Ground ball to second. Richardson flings it over to first to retire the side. No runs for the White Sox with 1 hit and no errors. We've played 4. The Yankees 2, the White Sox 1. It'll be Bobby Richardson, Roger Maris, and Mickey Mantle to face Peters here in the 5th. Richardson is 0 for 1. He has walked and scored. Scored this go-ahead run in the 3rd inning. Pitch to Bobby is a line drive into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. He'll round first, but he won't mean it. And that'll bring up Maris. Roger is 0 for 2. He has a strikeout. Minnesota leads. The old Senators lead the new Senators. The Twins lead the Senators 3-0 in the 4th. Richardson goes. The throw down to Hansen is in time for the out. So a bit of a daring play there by Yogi Berra with nobody out. I wonder if that was a mishit and run, because Richardson only had a 52% chance of stealing that bag. So 1 out and a 2-1 count to Maris with nobody on. Yankees lead at 2-1 here in the 5th. And Maris strikes out. He swings and misses at strike 3. That's the 4th for Peters. 2 out and the base is empty for Mantle, who has walked and 0 for 1. Pitch to Mickey. Ground ball to short. And it plays Hansen. In fact, it got away. Mantle went for second. The throw, Hansen couldn't get the tag on. So it's a 2-base error. It's a second error of the night for Hansen. So the Yankees have a runner in scoring position for Tom Tresh, who has singled twice and driven in both New York runs. So he has a chance to extend the lead. The pitch. And McNerney, watch, it's a pass ball. It got off of McNerney's glove. And so Mantle goes to third, and the count is 3 balls and no strikes. This will not be a night that Gary Peters will be keeping in his diary forever, I'm sure of it. 101 pitches already with 2 outs in the 5th. The pitch. He got him. He recovered on a 3-0 count to work the strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. Halfway home at Comiskey in the rain. It's 2-1 New York. It's 42 degrees. Oh. And that's the wrong button. No, I don't want to have this on. Come on. It's a ticker I want, boys and girls. Okay. So, on the AMP out-of-town scoreboard, we told you earlier that the Braves beat the Giants 13-6. Games in progress. Jim Cott going for the Twins. He leads the Senators 3-0 in the top of the 4th. Don Mincher with a homer. Sandy Koufax and Kurt Simmons pitching in St. Louis. 3-0 Dodgers as McMullen has a homer for them in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the 5th, Joey J. and Bruce going for Houston. The Reds lead 1-0. I believe the other game is in San Francisco, and that's on the West Coast. So that's the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by A&P, America's grocery store. So here's Jerry McNerney. McNerney is 0 for 1. And the pitch is a fly ball to left. Tresh goes into foul territory. No. 0-2 from Ford. Whitey through 4 innings has allowed 5 hits. He's walked 1 and struck out 2. 0-2 to McNerney's a ground ball to third. Boyer has it, throws it across the diamond for the out, 1 away. Brings up Al Weiss. Al has doubled and scored the lone run. That double came in the 3rd to lead off the 3rd. Scored on the Hirschberger single. Pitch to Weiss is a fly ball to left. Tresh goes over in the corner and makes the catch for the 2nd out. In fact, he makes a diamond catch for the out. So 2 out for Peters. We'll let Peters bat here. Pitch from Ford. Got him. A strikeout. A strikeout. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 5 at Comiskey. It's the Yankees 2, the White Sox 1. So it'll be Elston Howard, Joe Pepitone, and Clete Boyer for the Yankees here in the 6th. Elston Howard is 0 for 2. Peters down to his last 30 pitches or so. Here's the pitch to Howard. Grounder to short. Hansen has it. Throws it over. Went to Cunningham for the 1st out. Here's Pepitone. 1 for 2 with the single. And he'll line that one in the right center for a hit. He looks at second, but he'll go back. So that's his second hit of the night and the 6th overall for the Yankees. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for New York. So far, they have stranded 6. The White Sox have a run on 5 hits and 2 Ron Hansen errors, and they have stranded 2. Here's Boyer, Cleat 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. Pitch from Peters is a fly ball on the right. Robinson is there. 1 out. 2 out. Yeah, I can read a scoreboard. Here's Whitey Ford. Whitey struck out and has a sac bunt. Peters delivers. There's a ground ball to short. Hansen's throws at first, and he makes the play to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 5.5 in the books. It's 2-1 New York. Top of the order up for the Chi Sox, Hirschberger, Buford, and Robinson. Hirschberger 1 for 2. Has drove in the run. RBI single in the 3rd. Ford, through 5 innings, has 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, and a walk. And 71 pitches. Hirschberger pops this one up. Howard ditches the mask. Back to the screen and out of play. So a ball and 2 strikes to Mike Hirschberger. And that's a line drive right to Bobby Richardson for the first out. Yankees won a World Series on that play in '62. Here's Buford. Don is 0 for 1 with a walk. Buford will swing and a miss from strike 3 called, pardon me. So on a 1-2 pitch, there's 2 outs here in the 6th for Floyd Robinson, who has struck out both times up. He has half of Whitey Ford's 4 strikeouts. And the pitch. There's a ground ball to first. Pepitone has it, flips it over to Ford, covering, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We've played 6 at Comiskey. The Yankees still lead 2-1. And this is about as uncomfortable baseball weather as you'd ever have. The thermometer has dipped to 38 degrees, and the winds are blowing out to right center at 25 miles an hour. You wonder why those seats are empty out there. Well, that's why. It's just raw. You know, the St. Louis Cardinals, or now the Arizona Cardinals, if you want to be realistic, used to play here. And I imagine that in conditions like that wasn't very comfortable. Near the lake, remember the Chicago Bears play on the lake, but that place is fully surrounded. Before that, they played at Wrigley Field before 1970, and I can't imagine those games were very comfortable either. Phil Linz will lead us off here in the 7th. Linz, Richardson, and Maris. Linz is 0 for 3, reached on an error and scored the first run of the ballgame in the 1st. Pitch from Peters is a ground ball to second. Weiss makes a tremendous dive and throws him out. Great play there by Weiss to save a hit. Here's Bobby Richardson. Richardson 1 for 2. He scored the Yankee run in the 3rd inning. Singled and drew a walk. Pitch from Peters. Ground ball to 3rd. Buford has it. Throws it over. 2 out. I imagine this will be, Peters isn't due to bat in this inning, so we'll see if we squeeze another inning out of him. Roger Maris has struck out twice. He's 0 for 3 tonight. The pitch. And there's a fly ball deep to right. Back goes Robinson. He caught the jet stream, but it's going to stay in the park. No runs, no hits, no errors. It's stretch time. It's certainly coffee time. It may be brandy time as well. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's the Yankees 2, the White Sox 1. So Ron Hansen, Dave Nicholson, and Joe Cunningham will bat here off of Whitey Ford. Whitey has thrown 84 pitches through 6, 5 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Hansen is 0 for 2. And he lines that one in the left. A high pop-up. Clete Boyer goes out on the short grass and makes the catch for the first out. Dave Nicholson, the batter, he is 1 for 2 with a single. And he swings in. Strike 3 called. Strike 3 called. So that's the 5th strikeout from Ford. And here's Joe Cunningham. He's 1 for 2 with a single. 2 out in the bottom of the 7th. And he foul tips it. Howard could not hang on. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. The pitch. Cunningham flies this one into left center. Back goes Mantle. He's got it on the warning track. Nice grab. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 8th. It is still New York 2, Chicago 1. Here is Mickey Mantle. Mantle walked and is 0 for 2. Peters, this should be his last inning. He will bat in the bottom of the 8th, or he's scheduled to bat. In 7 innings so far, 6 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. A hard luck loss if the scoreboard would hold, because one of those 2 runs he gave up was unearned. Pitch to Mantle. There's a ground ball, base hit in the hole between 3rd and short. So Mantle starts off with a hit the 7th tonight for New York. Here's Tom Tresh. He has singled twice and struck out, 2 for 3 with 2 RBI. Pitch from Peters is a line drive right to Hansen for the first out. So 1 out for Howard. Elson is 0 for 3. The pitch. Here's a ground ball to Buford. Makes a tremendous dive. He goes over to Weiss for 1 and Cunningham for 2. What a double play. Wow. Dives in the mud. Got up, flung it over to Weiss, who in turn threw to Cunningham to turn it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 7.5 in the books. It's 2-1 New York. Whitey Ford still in the ball game. Face McNerney, Weiss, and probably a pinch hitter. McNerney's 0 for 2. Here's a pitch, and he draws a walk, so the tying run is on for the White Sox here in the 8th inning. Here's Weiss, and yeah, we're going to bunt. Sack 1 is on. Howard flings it over to first. The bunt works, and it's a sacrifice. So McNerney goes to second. We're going to get a pinch hitter here for Peters. And against the lefty, we're gonna want Tommy McGraw. No. We're gonna put in Jim Landis to pinch hit because Ford actually does very well against lefties. Landis is 0 for 3 on the year with a strikeout. If you're wondering what he did on the real season, he had 208 with a homer and 18 RBI. Infield back, pitch to Landis is a line drive into left center field. That will get down. McNerney will hold. Landis rounds first in the heel hole, so the infield is in as the White Sox have runners in the corners and 1 out. So late games in the West Coast starting, the Tigers and the Angels from Dodger Stadium, where I bet it's a bit warmer than the 36 degrees we have currently here at Comiskey. Mike Hirschberger, the batter, 1 for 3, singled and drove in the lone run for Chicago in the 3rd. Pitch to Hirschberger is a ground ball to 3rd. Boyer will throw to first. McNerney will hold. 2 out as Hirschberger is retired. So McNerney at 3rd. Landis moves up 90 feet to 2nd. And it'll bring up Don Buford, who's 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. Pitch to Buford is a ground ball to 3rd. Boyer fields it cleanly, flings it over, and they strand 2. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We've played 8. It's the Yankees 2, the White Sox 1. We're going to change pitchers, and we're going to go with Eddie Fisher. No, we're going to go with Don Massey. Do the lefty-lefty, and so Don Massey, or a mouse from Watership Down, maybe a more apt description. Don, the poor guy, never took a great picture. I'm looking at his picture right now on the screen with a Tigers hat. Always voted one of the ugliest baseball cards ever. Poor guy. Good pitcher, though. First appearance in 19th of the Cyber replay on the real year, 3-1 with 7 saves. And remember, if you haven't caught the other videos, there was no such thing as a save in 1964. All those are retroactive. 2.93 the ERA, 40 homer or 40 innings. That'd be pretty good. 37 hits allowed, 9 homers, walked 7 and struck out 36. Pepitone tonight is 2 for 3. He singled twice. And as the car alarm goes off behind me, he lines one over the bag at second for a single. Oh, he's going for 2. Here's a throw into Wise. He is safe. So Hirschberger must have taken an extra look at it. And Pepitone just never hesitated. So he leads off the 9th with a double. Late Boyer has a chance to give the Yankees a big insurance run. He's 1 for 3 with a strikeout. It was a single. Fly ball to right. Robinson goes into the corner, makes the catch. Pepitone scampers back and tags up. Throw to third is not in time. So let's see what they do with Whitey Ford. As it's car alarm city here behind me and fire engines are going by. Do they bunt Ford? Do they bat Ford? I'm going to pretend they're going to bat Ford. So we're going to take our chances and play the infield in. Ford grounds one back to Mossy. Throw to first in time. So 2 out. They'll play back now for Linz. Phil is 0 for 4. Reached on an error and scored in the first. Pitch from Mossy is a ground ball to short. Hansen has it. Throws it over to retire the side. So let's take one last look at the out-of-town scoreboard as Floyd Robinson comes to the plate. Hansen and Nicholson to follow. 2-1 New York. We already told you that the Braves beat the Giants today 13-6. Tonight, Minnesota leads Washington 3-0 in the bottom of the 6th. The Dodgers lead St. Louis 4-1 in the top of the 9th. McMullen with a homer. Sandy Koufax in line for the win. Pete Richard now pitching for the Dodgers. Taylor for the Cardinals. Top 8 in Houston. The Reds lead 3-0. Joey J still in that one. Claude Raymond pitching for Houston. Second inning at Dodger Stadium, or Chavez Ravine, pardon me. The Tigers lead the Angels 1-0. Hank McGuire and Bo Balinski, the pitchers tonight on the coast. Here, Whitey Ford tries for the complete game. Robinson is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. The pitch, here's a ground ball back to Ford. Throws it to Pepitone, 1 out. Ron Hansen, the batter. Ron is 0 for 3. 2 runs on 8 hits, no errors for the Yankees. They've stranded 8. 1 run on 6 hits for the Chi Sox. They've had 2 errors and stranded 4. Pitch to Hansen is a ground ball to Linz. Linz flings it over. 2 out. So the Chi Sox down to their last out. And we'll have a pinch hitter here. We'll go lefty on lefty and bring in Tommy McGraw. McGraw is 0 for 2. He's walked and struck out, but hits lefties at a 279 pace. He's the best left-hand bat against lefties on the bench remaining. Ford delivers. There's a ground ball to third. It should end it. Boyer flings it over, and the throw is not in time. It's a base hit. So the tying run is on with 2 outs for Joe Cunningham, who also hits lefties rather well. 1 for 3 with a single today. Pitch from Ford. Ground ball to second. Richardson makes an error. He went to throw it before he had it in the glove. And so the winning run is on base for Jerry McNerney. McGraw the tying run on second. Cunningham the winning run on first. Here's Whitey Ford. Pitch to McNerney, who's 0 for 2, and he walks him. They're loaded for light hitting Al Weiss, who is 1 for 2. He has doubled and scored. The winning run is on second. What McNerney does is irrelevant. So here's Al Weiss, who had, if you remember, or if you didn't know, had some big hits for the Mets in the '69 World Series in their miracle win. Boy, is it cold. It's now pouring rain and 34 degrees. Ford is tired, and it's a ground ball up the middle. Richardson has it. He throws to first, and the Yankees win the ball game. The White Sox load the bases in the 9th and go for naught. The final score, the Yankees 2, the White Sox 1. Whitey Ford is your MVP. He went the distance. Gary Peters pitched well, but takes a hard luck loss. Wow, the White Sox leave him loaded in the 9th. No surprises there. So let's go to the recap, brought to you by your local Studebaker dealer. The 65 Studebakers, they're coming out any day now. Trust me, they are. All right, the Yankees got a run in the first. RBI single by Tom Tresh scored Phil Linz to take the lead 1-0. And the third, it was another RBI single by Tom Tresh to make it 2-0. In the bottom of the third, Hirschberger hit on a grounder to make it 2-1. And the White Sox loaded the bases in the 9th and couldn't do anything. Joe Pepitone, 3 for 4 tonight with a double. Ron Hansen, 2 errors. The first one costly, as that allowed Phil Linz to reach base and score in the first. Whitey Ford goes the distance. 1 earned run tonight in 9 innings, 7 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. He goes to 1-1 on the year. Gary Peters, the hard luck loss in 8 innings. He allows a run on 7 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 5. His record moves to 1-2 on the year. With that, the Yankees are in 3rd place at 4-2. The White Sox slide to 8th place at 2-4. A reminder, our next broadcast will be on Saturday's game between the Chicago Cubs and the Philadelphia Phillies from Connie Mack Stadium. So until then, for Retro Sports Network, Ron Chuckett will talk to you the next time.